Now that we're going to be starting to learn to ride, we're going to want to understand key pieces of the motorcycle that are going to be necessary for you to utilize in order to pull this off. And so I want to start on the left side of the motorcycle. And for those of you that already know how to drive stick shift in a car, it's going to be a lot easier to pick up this process I'm about to explain to you. For those of you that don't know how to drive stick, don't worry about it. You'll be all right too. So basically, if you are not sure what a clutch is, this is a clutch on a motorcycle. It's going to be pulled in with your left hand, and this is going to allow the motor to shift into a different gear. So every time you shift gears, for the context of what we're doing right now, you are going to utilize the clutch before you change every gear. So become very familiar with this clutch. Also on the left-hand side of the bike is your gear shifter. The pattern for the transmission is most often going to be first gear will be one click down from neutral. Second gear will click up through neutral and engage into second. Third gear will be one click up from second, and they will continue to click up until you reach the last gear in the transmission on the bike you're riding. Most of motorcycles have 6 gears. A lot of motorcycles have 5 gears. Some have 4 gears. It's really irrelevant because the pattern is what I'm focused on. And when I say a half a click between first and second, you'll get a feel for finding neutral. Don't be nervous about it. If you are clicked all the way down into first gear and you just lightly click up, you generally find neutral easily. It's really no big deal. Neutral, again, is in between first and second. So enough with the clutch and the gear shifter. On the right side of the motorcycle is where you're going to find your brakes. The front brake is going to be up on your right hand. And it's worth mentioning that the front brake provides 75% of your stopping power. The rear brake is going to be on your right foot, and it is also very useful. And as we continue to progress, we'll focus more on, how and when to utilize each of those brakes. But I just want to ensure that you're aware of where they're located, and I thought that it would be helpful to know how powerful and useful the front brake is. And I mention that partly because I don't want you to be scared of utilizing the front brake. I want you to, work to understand the front brake, and just know that the front brake is your friend. So now that you know where your brakes are, and you also know how the gears shift through a transmission and where the clutch and shifter are located, those are going to be the basic pieces of the motorcycle that we're going to want to be aware of and focus on at this stage.